Y'all at this time, may the peace of y'all come upon you when you learn to obey him. I have to do a very important video at this time, brothers and sisters. And this one called The Wise Counselors. Yes, must unite and come together. Yes, the wise counselors of Yah and of the nation of Yah, the so-called black people in the whole earth. Brothers and sisters, the so-called black people of the nation of Yasaryalyah. Yes, Yahdah and Yasaryalyah, known today as Hebrew people. I'm talking about, but not all the so-called black people in this earth, because there's many different nations and tribes of people that is dark skin. So, brothers and sisters of the brownish complexion. So we're gonna cover this, and all of this information that comes from Proverbs, because it's so important, because y'all said in the multitude of counselors is safety. And so this is my plea go out to my whole nation at this time, because we're in captivity, brothers and sisters, at this time in many different lands in this earth. So my request is that those who are in the same location need to gather, all the wise counselors of our people, our brothers and sisters that know Yah and know the plans of Yah, and know of our kingdom that will be reestablished. And the earth, brothers and sisters, must come together to aid and to help the rest in our nation that will obey Yah. It's very important that we do these things, brothers and sisters. I'm read from these scriptures today, because we got to know these things. Because the little horn of the fourth beast, brother, is killing our people, just like Abiyah said. They will persecute the people of Yah, kill them, and it appear like they're gonna accomplish their whole task to eradicate our people off the face of the earth. But Abiyah said he's gonna destroy the little horn in his day and time. But we as a nation must come together and take counsel together as a nation. Yes, must get organized, come together as one. It's very important. So I'm covering the writings in the scripture that you would be more enlightened to the words of Yah and be more inclined to obey Yah, because our nation have to obey Yah. Yah just not coming down on this earth and make you obey him. His word went into the earth, and it was given through the prophet to warn our people, and even to tell our people what was going to take place in latter days. Yes, and what we must be carried out according to the plans of Yah. Yes, it's things we must do. Things we must do to return home. And when we perform all of these things, these functions, the plans of Yah, we will be established as a nation back in our homeland, brothers and sisters. So we must get organized. We must come together and take counsel. I'm going to go over these scriptures with you so you can better understand what I mean by counsel. Our nation. Because the man named Martin Luther King, he took counsel. But it never produced safety of our nation. For 50 years later, you see the result of his counsel. I heard that one of the main counsel, his main man, and that formulated on the "I Have a Dream" speech, was a homosexual. So you know that is abomination to Yah anyway. But according to the information I heard, and he consulted even with the president, of the United States. And so you know things were scripted for a certain way. And the counsel of man, the wicked man, the unwise man, do not profit. You see that, brothers and sisters. Many took counsel after that. and had that spirit of I have a dream in the civil rights movement, and believe it was a success. It never was a success to this day. You see that? You see Ferguson as a prime example of all the other killings went on after that time period, brothers and sisters. So let me get into this message real quick. I hope I can cover the whole thing in this video. So right here, I'm starting off in 11, verse 14. The 15 is right here. It says, without wise leadership, a nation is in trouble. But with righteous counselors, there is safety. They got the word good, but that's even English word also where the word God derived from, which is that is falsehoods. But it says with righteous counselors, because the counselors must bear the Torah of Yah, the laws of Yah, the words of Yah, which establish righteous counsel, and his counsel must obey them. So right here it say, but with righteous counselors there is safety. It say, be sure you know a person well before you vouch for his credit. Better refuse than suffer later. So it's very important. Each council member must be known to be a servant of Yah and uphold the Torah of Yah above everything else, brothers and sisters. Before anybody will be chosen as a counselor, the works must follow them, go before them. Improvement. So with that, I'm going to go to chapter 12 and verse 1. It said, to learn, you must want to be taught. To refuse reproof is stupid. See, correction. So to learn, to acquire the knowledge of Yah, you must willing to be taught the knowledge of Yah. So this is very important to even to learn the words of Yah, the ways of Yah, and to govern in His kingdom. You must be able to be taught. After to be taught, to become a teacher. So that's very important, brothers and sisters, that everyone required and seeking an officer of Yah must be humble to Him, willing to be taught by the words of Yah, and must obey them. Because that's the number one thing. You can be taught, but you must obey them. You must apply them and hold fast to them. You must guard the ways of Yah. That's what He told Abraham. Guard the ways of Yah and teach this to your children, to obey them, to guard them, to protect them. Above all the governments of the earth, we must guard our government, where Yah passed unto us, because He said we is His inheritance. We belong to Him. That was a part of the covenant. That's why apart from Him, you will lose your life. So chapter 13 of Proverbs, verse 13 to 14, I'm going to cover at this time. It said, wealth. Okay, that's 11. I won't go on it. Let me get to 12. Right here. It said, hope defers make the heart sick. But when dreams come true, at last there is life and joy. Despite despise Barah's word and find yourself in trouble. See, they hate the Father words, Barah, the Creator, word, and find yourself in trouble. Obey it and succeed. See, that's very important. See, that's the wise counsel of Yah. Obey the words of Yah and our nation succeed. See, why all the other so-called leaders and counselors never succeed? They never obeyed the Yah. They thought they were going to get peace and justice by their enemies, but never came and consulted Yah and obeyed him. Then they would have known. Even as another scripture tell you, when a man ways please Yah, he will make even his enemy be at peace with him. So showing that none of these men ways or women pleased Yah that came before us. And even all the ones the present day that still carrying out that same mannerism of Martin Luther King. Never pleased Yah. Even the one named Farrakhan never pleased Yah. So none of their plans succeed. The Million Man March, none of that. Our people still killing each other more than ever. Homosexuality is more open and more widespread in our nation more than ever. All of these things, from the Million Man March to the Civil Rights Movement, all failed. All is unwise counsel, brothers and sisters. All is a product of religion, but did not consult the wise counsel of Yah, the Torah, and the words that of Yah established through the prophet. So right here in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15 to 16, right here, it reads, it said, only a simpleton believes